Welcome to episode 1 of my brand new series, No PhD Needed, in which I will break down tough tech and science concepts into bite sized, easy to understand videos. And today, we will be kicking things off with something straight out of a sci fi movie. Imagine a calculation that would take current devices over 10,000 years to solve, but just a matter of minutes for this machine. I'm, of course, talking about quantum computers. Before we dive into the stupidly complicated world of quantum computing, let us refresh our minds on how classical computers work. Classical computers use binary, which is the language of ones and zeros. Everything you do on your computer is translated into binary, which it understands and is what allows it to give a specific output when you give an input. A computer, both classical and quantum, share the following main parts: memory, which is known as RAM, storage, which can be SSD or a hard drive, input devices, and output devices, with the additional feature to connect more input and output devices. The memory of a computer, RAM, is a part of a computer that temporarily stores data from the apps and websites that you use. The more RAM, the faster your computer will run, since there are more RAM to tackle the high powered apps. The storage of a computer, SSD, hard drive, etc., is the part of a computer that, unlike RAM, permanently stores data from any app, game, or website that you wish. Also, unlike RAM, which stores data automatically without you even knowing, storage requires you to actively choose to download. Nowadays, most high end PCs, computers, laptops, phones, etc., have solid state storage, SSD, which is built into the device. And we finally have input and output devices. Input devices allow you to send information into the computer, and output devices send information back to you. For example, if you press the A key on a keyboard, that is considered an input. Then the keyboard will send an electrical signal to the CPU, which turns it into binary. The computer then realizes that you've pressed the A key and creates an output that is sent back to you in the form of an A showing on the screen. Now, let us finally start talking about quantum computers. Firstly, you may have noticed that I did not talk about the CPU. We all know that classical computers have a CPU, right? However, quantum computers are different. They instead use a quantum processing unit, QPU. But what makes this different from CPUs? Well, here's the part which makes quantum computers so powerful, using the power of quantum mechanics. Unlike classical computers, which use bits that can be either 0 or 1 at a time, quantum computers use qubits, which can be 0 or 1 at the exact same time, and is a phenomenon known as superposition. This is what allows quantum computers to tackle the parts of a problem all at once, rather than a classical computer, which does it all one by one. Another huge part of quantum computers is entanglement. This is when qubits are so linked together that the state of one qubit instantly affects the other, regardless of the distance. This entanglement is what allows qubits to behave like a single, shared system. Think of it like entangling a pair of dice, sending one to the moon but keeping one on the earth. If the entanglement pattern mirrors the number on one die to the other, then rolling a 4 on a dice on Earth would still result in a 4 rolled on the moon, regardless of the 384,400 kilometer average distance between them. Entanglement is what allows qubits to work with many different possible outcomes at the same time, rather than classical computers, which do that one by one. Entanglement allows highly precise coordination, which scientists even refer to as qubits talking to each other. However, it is not just the hardware or even superposition and entanglement that make quantum computers so powerful. It is the clever algorithms such as Shor's algorithm used to factor large numbers and provide huge advancements in the field of cryptography. Another one is Grover's algorithm that efficiently searches through an unsorted database. This algorithm enables fast and more efficient solving of specific problems rather than classical computers. So, we have clarified that quantum computers are incredibly powerful, but why do we need this power and what can it really do? Well, quantum computers can enhance drug discovery by stimulating atoms at an atomic level, which is a big thing that classical computers struggle with. This would make medicines faster, cheaper, and more precise, which can potentially even remove side effects. However, we're still not there on that last bit since current quantum computers are error prone and not capable of targeting specific molecules, which is required to remove side effects. Quantum computers could even create a quantum encryption system that is virtually unhackable, which is also ironic since quantum computers can also easily break past current encryption systems. Quantum encryption would strengthen cybersecurity much more than it currently is. And finally, quantum computers could model our climates to make them more accurate, which is very difficult for classical computers due to the unpredictability of our climates. This would allow us to arm ourselves with specific tools to fight off natural problems like global warming. To end off this video, I would like to share a real life example of quantum computers. In 2019, Google announced their quantum computer called Sycamore. To show the extreme power of quantum computers, Google selected a problem that would take 10,000 years for the most powerful classical computer to solve, but just about 200 seconds for Sycamore. That's a whopping 1.5 billion times faster than the classical computer. That's insane. The task that Google had selected was generating a sequence of numbers based on a very complex quantum process. While the task doesn't really have any real world applications, it surely demonstrates the sheer power of a quantum computer. In conclusion, quantum computers are incredible tools, fueled with the power of superposition, entanglement, and other quantum mechanics, and the efficient algorithms designed to take full advantage of this power. Superposition is a phenomenon that allows bits to be both 1 and 0 at the same time, and entanglement links qubits together very precisely, creating hyper-accurate coordination. Remember that this is only the beginning of quantum computers. Just as classical computers are a big part of everybody's lives now, quantum computers will be in the future. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you learned something new today. And please comment what concept I should cover next and if you would like a part 2. And you know what the best part is? You don't need a PhD to learn, just curiosity.